I'm Barry Trammell, and I'm picking Texas to upset Nebraska.
That would be quite the upset. I think I might be picking it too. From the Opubco studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson. Opubco's Press Row is sponsored by Eskridge Lexus. Stop in and see them today. Barry, I think a lot of people are expecting Nebraska to roll in this home game. Texas coming in, 2 losses in a row. You like Texas? I like Texas. Why do you like the Longhorns?
Well, I mean, a couple of reasons. I like Texas because Mack Brown, for whatever reason, I believe in history. Mack Brown has Nebraska's number. He went to Lincoln, his first trip there, beat the Huskers back in 1998. He's unbeaten in Lincoln. He knows how to beat the Huskers. This is a guy that knows what he's doing. His only loss to Nebraska was in the '99 Big 12 title game. So I like Mack Brown against Texas. The other thing is, I think people have gotten a little too excited about the Huskers and what they saw Thursday night against Kansas State when Nebraska drove huge holes for quarterback Taylor Martinez to run through so that the Kansas State's slow secondary could take bad angles and let Taylor Martinez run 60 yards for a touchdown. 2 things. Will Muschamp, the Texas defensive coordinator, he knows how to get his guys lined up. And 2, Texas doesn't have slow defensive backs. Texas is a pipeline to the NFL for defensive backs. They're all over the league. Those guys down there now are really good. Not going to be a lot of running room for Taylor Martinez Saturday in Lincoln.
Yeah, and I think the thing to remember is that obviously the last time Texas defense was on the field, they were committing penalty after penalty, shoot yourself in the foot type penalties against Oklahoma. Had they maybe committed 2 less penalties on defense against Oklahoma, they might have won in the Cotton Bowl a couple weeks ago. That was really, I think defensively, except if you take out even a couple of those penalties, you've got a really nice defensive performance that Texas put together, especially after those early quick-hitting touchdowns that Oklahoma scored. I think that you're going to see in Texas, Nebraska's going to see a defense like they've not seen all year, and probably we'll maybe come to the end of the season and say we didn't see another one as good as that. I think Texas defense, really good, really fast. But Barry, I think the big question is, how much of a bullseye does Texas have, and how much does this become a vindication type of game for Nebraska? Obviously, a lot of bad blood there over the conference realignment stuff.
Well, it's a holy war for Nebraska. All this bad blood over the conference realignment, over the conference distribution, over some of the things that were said back and forth between Texas and Nebraska. But I got news for the Huskers. They're the bad guys in this. The people in Manhattan and the people in Ames and the people in Columbia, nobody's mad at Texas. They're all mad at Nebraska. Nebraska is the villain, so Nebraska can sort of conjure up all this bad blood and try to paint Texas as the evil in this. But Texas is actually walking on the side of the right. Texas said, we want to keep the Big 12 together. We're going to stay. Nebraska, why don't you stay with us? And Nebraska's the one that fled. So, if somebody's got motivation in this thing, the fans may be able to say, hey, we hate Texas. But if somebody wants to use locker room motivation, Mack Brown's the one with all the power. I think Texas will be ready to play. I think Texas will be ready to salvage its season. I expect the Longhorns to upset the Cornhuskers. Mack Brown on the road is a fantastic coach. He's got the best road team in the Big 12 the last 12 years, better than Bob Stoops. Stoops has him on Big 12 titles, 6-1. But Mack has better road wins than Bob.
Well, and I think it's good to remember, too, that while Nebraska folks may be wanting to point a finger at Texas coming off 2 straight losses. And I don't think anybody in that Longhorn locker room is going to be intent on thinking, yeah, 3 in a row, losing 3 in a row, that's okay. I think this Texas team, after an off week, is going to be really motivated to go out there and perform well. Offensively, in the loss to UCLA, they were terrible. Defensively, okay. Their offense put them in tough spots. I thought against Oklahoma, the Texas offense was okay, but the defense kept hurting the Longhorns in ways that they just couldn't recover from. If they can put it all together, and I think there's reason to believe they can, and the Nebraska defense, really good, but the Nebraska offense, I mean, there's nothing super special about this Nebraska offense. I think that Texas is going to go up there. They're going to be motivated. I wouldn't be surprised to see them come out of Lincoln with a big-time win there. Stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman. Remember, News OK's Press Row is sponsored by Eskridge Lexus. Stop in and see them today.